Hello everyone, and welcome to another StarCraft 2 beta replay, played by myself. This is from Beta Phase 2. I played it just earlier today, and it is on Steps of War. It's a placement match that I had with a gentleman named Hitmonkey, and it was a pretty good match. It ended fairly quickly, but it still went quite well, so let's start this off. But yeah, I'll do like I did the last time, and again, good luck and have fun. Good cordial greetings, and I'll skip past most of this introduction part because no one wants to watch my SCVs run around for about 5 minutes or so. So, even a little faster wouldn't kill us. There we go. Alright, now let's slow it down a bit. Alright. Again, I go to begin the wall off on my ramp, as any decent Terran player does. Now, the thing with this map that makes it so tricky is that the rush distance between the bases is so incredibly small. If you started at that ramp, it literally takes your units about 15 seconds to walk to the enemy. That makes it an absolutely dreadful rush distance. Let's watch this SCV. Let's watch the timer. But, yeah, such a dreadfully short rush distance. Yep, right about 15 to 20 seconds or so, and he's on the ramp up. Oh, I didn't realize just how close my SCV was to getting in there. All I saw is that he was walled off, and then I just decided, okay, no use getting him killed, so might as well retreat for now. Alright, let's speed this up a little bit. Barracks building, and like a noob, I didn't have my orbital command get building right when my barracks is completed, saying that the barracks is a requisite to the orbital command, but then I'm like, oh, I should probably build my orbital command. And, well, yeah. I just love how it morphs in like that. Gotta love the animations in this game. Call down the mule immediately and start gathering. Got my wall off done, and he's sending a couple sporadic marines to probably just to see if he could contain me for now. He just went straight to building another racks after he got his wall off and his tech lab done on his. Ooh, that's something I don't think is a good idea. Dropping both of your blocking supply depots. Because if you misclick and only get one of them down, you're going to have units up in your base, and of course that's the last place you want them to be. But we're pretty much evenly matched here, except he has a few more marauders than I do, but I have another marine on the way, so with the high ground advantage I'll have just enough to, with a little bit of micro, slow that down. With a little bit of micro here, I was able to hold this off. Not too bad. I can't remember why I put 3 supply depots there, but meh, whatever. They were there. But I already had my expansion command center preparing to move out, but that didn't do too well, as you'll see here in a minute or two. But then I realized, you know, if I'm going to win this battle, I need to start throwing up a couple factories. And I have 2 factories on the way right now, while he's producing Hellions from just 1. And I also know, you know, right there, when I moved those Marines out, my idea was, gee, crap. He's got a contain on me. I can't let this contain keep going, or else this game was going to get long, drawn out, and he was going to have most of the map covered in his own stuff. Here, another battle. I don't know why he pulled back at that moment. Probably because he thought I had more, but he could have easily won that. But like I said, my command center didn't have much of a chance to do much here. But yeah, here he goes. I like the scan that he did right there. He allowed himself to get some extra vision. And right here you can see all these barracks start frantically training units. Yeah, that's because I'm like, oh god, I have got to push out right now, or I'm squished. But I've got siege tech being produced right now. and I knew that that siege tech was going to be crucial to me winning. Here comes that little contain break again. I win handily in that one, and I decide it's time to move out. Time to go follow those guys down and light them up. Thanks to the concussive shells, the Hellions can't get away, but I decide against following because, again, he'd have units before I got there, and when his barrier gets fully up... wow, that was a fast micro. He managed to get that Terran infantry shield up. That's impressive. I wanted to do that, but I didn't have a chance. Anyways, here comes my fully charged orbital command dropping 3 mules at my expansion. And of course saying that my macro is still kinda crap. I didn't make much use. As you can see, I've got 500 minerals in the bank, and all my stuff is already training units. But here comes the first siege tanks, which is actually exactly what I was waiting for. And we will see here in one moment that I decide to move out. I'm going to switch to my first-person view here real fast, and then my guys move out. I don't know, I'm looking at the player camera here, and apparently I was staring at this... Okay, I don't think the player camera's working correctly, because I know I was microing those men when it... Yeah, I know I was microing these men. Alright, whatever. But yep, here comes the big battle. I don't know if he's got siege tech yet. I mean... Nope, he didn't have siege tech yet. Yep, and that's the thing that made the difference here. Right here, I was using my hotkeys to frantically queue up units and send them in for reinforcements. Because I knew just with this bit here, I wasn't going to be able to do much. Yeah, there is siege tech finished. There we go. But most of his men aren't doing very well at all, and my tanks are just out of range of that scanner sweep. I kind of laughed at that myself. I didn't know what this SCV was doing here. I was absolutely positively confused what that SCV was doing there. But right here, it's time to move the siege up. I almost lost that siege tank, and that would have hurt me, but from that point I just beat him up, and that was game. Anyways, people, I hope you enjoyed this rather novice grade StarCraft replay, but I keep trying to find good ones, but I keep having the disillusion that playing 3 versus 3 will get me a good match. Just an FYI, it does not often. But anyways, thank you for watching, and see you later.